Hello everyone and welcome back to the Retrofit Hot Seat. It is turn 4 for myself, the Moors, and I've got to tell you, I've got an action-packed freaking episode for you. I've rehearsed the crap out of this, and I think it's going to be a time crunch. I'm not exactly sure, but I feel really good about this turn. So without further ado, let us start the turn. Oh, fucking, of course, the wrong password is entered, which is very, very embarrassing. Anyway. So the Portuguese have already come to us with an offer of ceasefire. They want to get a ceasefire, they want to trade, and they will give us a tribute of 500 florins per turn for 20 turns. And basically, it's a threat, accept or we will attack. And of course, I will decline this because it seems like, to me, Portugal is a wounded boar striking out in hopes that I'll back down. But I don't think I will. Anyway, let's see what They sent us a message as well, and it reads, "I've seen your word and I wish not to continue this war. The threat is in Sicily, so I hope you can accept my offer for peace, or I shall descend on your homeland with fury. Bestie regards, King Henrique, Duke of Portugalia." First off, yes, we declined that offer. We read the message, and the first thing I want to do is I will send a message back to the Portuguese because I think that they're trying to backpedal. Maybe they came on too strong, they're realizing this, and they are now trying to regain lost ground. So I will say, great King Henrique. And of course I said this is going to be a time crunch, so I'm going to try to be quick about this. Like, fuck, my heart is pounding, blood is rushing through my veins. Well, I mean, it always is, but anyway, great King Henrique, I'm sorry to say, but the time for words has passed. It is now the hour of the blade, there we are. And let's just rub it in as well. You are incorrect in one thing. It is I who shall descend upon you. May your living humors rot in your body. There we are. Okay, we're gonna send that message. Oh my god, very dramatic, very theatrical. Okay, so we've sent our message, and now I've got this like worked out to an absolute system. So first thing I want to do is I'll head to Marrakesh. I've only got 1,000 gold this turn to spend, and I'm going to throw 600 florins down on a grain exchange in Marrakesh. And the reason for that is because I want to get another merchant, because in this retrofit hot seat, all the agents are tied to our building, so I cannot spam spies as some of you have requested. I can only have one because I've only got one brothel or whatever. The second thing I'm going to do, and you're never going to believe this, I'm going to join the jihad. I had refrained from doing this because I was under the impression that jihad worked as it does in the campaign, the single-player campaign, where if you're not moving towards the target, then you will lose units. But that is not the case as long as I do a bit of exploitive maneuvering. That is, if I join and rejoin the crusade or jihad every turn, then my men won't desert. But anyway, I've now joined the jihad, and you can see the absolute massive boost I've gained to movement points. But the additional bonus to this is that I now no longer pay upkeep on any of these units. So that saves me 1,000 coins per turn after I do, whoops, once I move Miswar into this fishing village, rather. You can see here as well, my Sultan was attacked in the field and somehow he has retreated all the way down here. I highly suspect that the Wise Coffin is auto-resolving these battles, which is why my Sultan lives, in which case that is a I'm afraid to say it is a direct violation of our rules. I am under the impression that you have to actually fight every battle manually. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I will hire a galley with Miswar, and I'm going to hide it right here because I've tested this. If you have a ship passing through the Straits of Gibraltar, such as Admiral Emilio might be doing right now. Sorry everyone, I must apologize. I'm stumbling over my words because, like I said, I'm pumping with adrenaline, so I'm just kind of really excited to get this going because I was very worried about how this campaign would go, but now I think we've got the upper hand. So we've got one galley now, Admiral Yusuf here, and then we are going to hire yet another. You can see that I can hire these Ghazis and these Mutatawiya. I'm not sure how exactly to pronounce that. They are cheap-ass units, and they too will have 0 upkeep once we recruit them into our jihad army. Unfortunately, I've spent all of my coin on these fleets. The first one will head down to Marrakesh for a plot that I'm not yet ready to unveil. It looks like Crown Prince Miswar has now gained a mercenary captain, and in addition I will send Admiral Ben Younes all the way to Algiers for obvious reasons. I'm thinking I might move some of these units. Where exactly, I'm not sure. Maybe up here, maybe up here, I don't know, maybe into Corsica and Sardinia. Looks like Qasim has placed his watchtower and he's going to head back to Algiers. We can see that the Sicilians have captured Tunis, so I must keep an eye open for that. Like I said, I do have a watchtower, so we will keep an eye on that. I don't know if they've captured Corsica or Corsica and Sardinia yet, my mistake, so maybe I'll send my forces there. I'm not sure. But now here comes the brilliant parts, everyone. I'm going to grab a unit of Bedouin cavalry. I'll send it over here, like so. And we will place them into base contact with Captain Antonio here, which is just a unit of peasant archers, so obviously you can see what's going on here. In addition, I will grab a unit of spear militia, send it to Cordoba, like so. I will besiege the city, and doesn't really matter, I'm just going to maintain that siege. Secondarily, I will grab my desert cav, and I will move them into base contact with Prince Alfonso. I did a bit of a dishonorable thing, I must admit, but it is well within the rules. I've used my spy to spy to the absolute extremes of all of his movement, and I can tell you right now that there's nothing up in these lands I should say, and there's very little in Lisbon. What I'll do with Hassan Saidi Saif is I'll send him eastwards, because I know the Portuguese have another army that captured Zaragoza or whatever, and they're going to be marching down the coastline. Because I did another dishonorable thing, I watched Portugal's videos, so I'm going to say right now I'm not the most honorable opponent. In addition, I'm going to grab my Moorish merchant, and I'm going to get him to trade. I'm not sure. I don't know what to trade. I think I'll get him to move south to potentially trade in slaves or ivory or gold. I would eventually like to capture Timbuktu and all that, but I just do not have the forces right now. So I've got 2 assaults set up. In addition, we've got Captain Jacome here, which is just a bunch of spear militia, crossbows, and a unit of mailed knights. So we'll deal with them in a minute as well. In addition, you can see this little dirt spot here. King Henrique, the faction leader of Portugal, has placed a watchtower down there. So he's right there, and his son is right here, Prince Afonso. So what we're going to do is we are going to harass Prince Afonso. We don't want to kill him right now, no, and I'll tell you why in maybe about 10 minutes. Anyway, let's get on the battle map here. We'll throw some javelins at this asshole, kill a bunch of his men, just generally we'll piss him off. And like I said, I have a little trick up my sleeve, and maybe some of you out there, some of you keen observers, you might know what I'm planning, but some of you might not. But anyway, like I said, I have to manually fight all these battles. I've got like 4 lined up, so I want to be very quick about them, so I'm going to try to play them on ×2. So I've got 2 units of Javelin Cav here, and I'm going to try to harass his faction heir. And I'm not sure how many family members he has. I think, and I know for a fact he has 2 family members, King Henrique and Prince Afonso. I don't know if he has a family member in the north or if it's just a general. I did not actually take a look and check. So if I was to kill Prince Afonso as well as his king, then that would be the end of the royal bloodline for Portugal, and as a result they would be knocked out of the hot seat, and I'm not going to do that this turn, although I could. There is a plan to do that, but I guess I am kind of honorable after all. And actually in some of my trial runs of this episode, I did actually knock them out of the hot seat. But like I said, I'm going to try to be a little bit honorable about it. I don't want to knock them out in one fell swoop. I'm going to give Portugal a chance to come back from this. Looks like my men aren't really cooperating with my rule, though, because they're on skirmish mode. I thought I disabled that, but I didn't. Anyway, I'm now throwing javelins at his men. I've killed, I don't know, a couple of them anyway, a handful. But I just want to do this until his entire unit is pretty much done for. So I've got my units of Desert Cav in like spaghetti line formation because it is excellent for skirmishing, I found. And this is a problem in even Medieval 2 spaghetti lines. It's not just like a Rome 2/Attila problem. But we're doing quite well. We haven't lost a single man yet, and these guys are down to like half health, it looks like, potentially. But we just want to keep this unit close to the ass end of these Portuguese sons of guns to throw some javelins like straight up the anus. The medical terminology is anus. I was gonna say, you know, like straight up their ass or whatever, but no. The proper terminology is a noose. Okay, so it looks like my front unit of Cav has thrown all of their javelins, so we're just going to get this unit in as close as possible to make good use of the remaining javs we have. So what I'm going to try to do here is I just want to rout these guys. I don't want to kill the prince. No, I just want to rout him. So what I'll do is I'll charge in with one unit here. I'll disengage as best I can, and I'll charge in with the next to really utilize the charge bonus. Like I said, I don't want to remain in combat too long because I may overwhelm the prince and kill him in combat. But I just want to rout his forces, and I want to obviously receive as few casualties as possible because I would like to use these 2 units later on, possibly this turn, so I'm just going to try to preserve them as best I can. So it looks like we charge the prince yet again, although he is yet to break. He's still got a few men left. But if we charge into them from the rear, possibly we can kill some of them. There we go. Now we want to disengage because if we've killed... There we go, they're routing, so there we go. It looks like the prince and one of his men has escaped. We've lost roughly 20 of our Desert Cav, but that's just fine. So there we go, a heroic victory. Like I said, I did not want to kill the prince there. I wanted him to rout the field, and the reason for that is once he routs and flees, he tries to head to Cordoba, but of course I've got Cordoba under siege. So what this means is I can now kill him in the field. But first what we'll do is we'll grab Captain Kasim here. We'll attack Captain Antonio on the field. Like I said, it's just a unit of peasant archers. So it should be an easy battle, but the key point here is to absolutely slaughter every man. Because if there's any men left and this unit doesn't, if this unit reforms on the campaign map and doesn't disband, then they will retreat to Granada, and I want Granada to remain empty. So what I'm going to do is I really want to get these archers away from this cliff because it prevents good charging. And the key to this battle is a good charge because, well, if you have these men on a cliff, like in and amongst these rocks here, then they don't have a clear pathfinding or clear chance at pathfinding, I should say, because, well, all this gray here is terrain we can't exactly cross. You know what, I gotta say, I don't think Portugal is really expecting this. I'm thinking it's gonna come across as just a massive freaking wallop. I think he planned to come out of the gate and kind of Shanghai me into some serious shit, and then, well, Shanghai me into being defeated, and once he defeated me and gained North Africa, then he would turn on Spain and use all the wealth and power he gained from my holdings to take the whole of the peninsula. But unfortunately, I'm going to crush him as best I can this turn. I think once we do this turn, we will have severely crippled his faction. But anyway, we just charge into these guys. We killed a huge amount of them, but it's not good enough. I want to get a better charge off, so I'm going to come up the hill here. I really want to avoid casualties from their arrow fire as well, but you can see that I've now kind of shepherded them up to the top of the hill here. Whoopsies. And now, if I can get a better charge off, that would be great. Basically, I want to cause these guys to have an instant rout when my cav is in and amongst their unit. And unfortunately, we missed the chance there, so I'm going to head back a little bit. Like I said, I want to get them off this cliff, but unfortunately, they're playing it quite smart, and they are remaining on the cliffside. For some reason, they haven't fired a single volley yet, which is not the usual. Sometimes they get a couple arrows off. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I rehearsed the crap out of this turn. I've probably fought this battle a good 3 or 4 times, just because I want to make sure that everything goes according to plan. But now I've got them going up the hill here, and we are charging at their rears. Our men are quite tired though, so who knows how this is go. Oh man, this is going to be great actually. There we go. That's the charge I was looking for. We killed the captain, and I think we've pretty much destroyed the entire unit. We just need to kill as many of these guys as we can whilst they are routing. And unfortunately, we have not done it. Shit, men lost 114, men remaining 7. Okay, so I'm thinking that maybe that is enough to cause that unit to disband. And if it has done, then I'm going to be a happy man. Because, okay, we are actually going to execute these guys. There we go. We killed those units, or that unit of archers, I should say. And this means that we can then just walk right the hell into Granada. There we go. We've occupied the place. You can see that Granada was rioting, and the reasons for that is, well, as we saw, I destroyed all the buildings in Granada, well, save for some stables, actually, weirdly enough. And basically, they weren't able to handle the amount of Islam and just public order issues there were in the city, so it was rioting, which I'm sure caused quite a few troubles, but luckily we have captured it, and we do not have to worry about rioting, because our public order is through the fucking roof. These guys are welcoming us, rather, with open arms. They were quite sad that we that we left them to begin with. Okay, so looks like we're gonna do quite well next turn. Like I said, I shaved 1,000 gold coins off of my army upkeep just by putting this army on jihad, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to use Sultan Tahar for something in the future. I'm not exactly sure what. I think I'm going to send him back to Marrakesh just to retrain because he has no men in his unit, as well as retrain and get some spear militia, possibly. I'll send him back to Marrakesh, I think. And like I said, yeah, I don't believe that he's lived all this time. It's kind of weird. Maybe he did it out of like out of a token of goodwill, perhaps. But anyway, like I was saying, I want to utilize these 2 units. I'm actually doing very well for time. I was thinking I would be pressed for time, but no, not at all. Anyway, we'll send our Imam, we'll keep him in Cordoba, actually, because there are no priests in Cordoba, whereas in Granada we have 2 priests, where they were trying to convert the castle so that they wouldn't have so many issues with public order, but unfortunately that has not happened. Anyway, here is our Moorish diplomat. I'm just going to send him up here to get line of sight. We're not actually going to do anything with him. We can take a look at Lisbon, of course, but like I said, I didn't see anything up here. Yes, but anyway, I was going to use these 2 units of Desert Cav to try to destroy Captain Jacomi here. I have done it before. It was pretty difficult, though, for me. I'm not the best at cheesing Medieval 2, like, you know, just using a general to capture an entire city. I don't really do that very often. I like to have a fair fight, but unfortunately in the hot seats you really have to utilize everything you have. And in that regard, I mean that you have to utilize the offense as best you can while you have the chance, because offense is so incredibly strong. As I hope to show you pretty soon here, I thought this was going to be quite difficult as well in the next few turns, and what I'm talking about is when Portugal is playing his turn, since he is turns before me, he can see the movement range of my units and my men, and now he will be able to see the movement range of my men on Crusade. I think he didn't plan on that, which is why we were able to attack his prince. But now he's going to be able to see the exact range of all of our movements on Crusade. So I think that's going to be quite difficult to corner his king, I wonder. But anyway, we may as well just jump into this battle here. He's got 3 units of crossbows, 2 units of spears, and 1 unit of knights, and I've got nothing but 2 units of desert cav. So I'm hoping this will go well. It has done it in the past, but it has also gone horribly fucking wrong. Okay, here we go. We'll fight this battle on the map. Now, I'm thinking as well, if I defeat these men in the field, they too will join Prince Afonso outside of Cordoba. If I don't defeat these guys, though, it could prove to be a bit of a problem, because then what's-his-nuts, King Henrique could take up arms with this army and attack our besieging army in the rear. So what I'll do is I'll lay my 2 units as far apart as possible, and I will force the AI into making some kind of decision here. Now, Wise Coffin, if you're watching this, I'm very sorry. The AI is just horrendous. I'm sure you were pulling your frickin' hair out when I was skirmishing with Prince Afonso. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. But it looks like these crossbowmen here are beginning to be left behind. So we'll just get this unit into position. See, and here's the thing. They're stretching their lines out so incredibly far. I'm trying to shoot my cav with their crossbows. But if we move in with this unit, I think we can probably wipe out that 1 unit as long as we keep these guys distracted with this unit. And the thing is, we need to be sure that these guys don't turn around and fire, because they will wipe out our desert cav. And if they do turn around and fire, we can actually attack them with this unit, which really needs to get out of range here. Unfortunately, those crossbows have returned to the fold of the enemy. Fortunately for us, actually, these 2 units of crossbows are now way ahead of their lines. I'm now skirmishing and throwing jabs at their knights, which is going to be quite effective. They're now running after us, so we'll flee from the main formation here. Looks like some of these crossbows are trying to fire, but we've escaped before they're able to loose any bolts. Okay, now we're going to... well, this unit is now kind of useless because it looks like the enemy is sending their knights forward. And now we're just facing the spears, which I don't really want to waste my jabs on right now. I want to use my jabs to take out these knights, and I want this unit just to kind of stand by until those crossbows get into position. But it looks like these knights may have taken the bait. I don't know. Possibly. Damn it. Okay, well, the AI is actually playing kind of smart right now. They've kind of increased the density of their formation. They're not as strung out as I was hoping. The thing is, I need to keep distance between myself and these crossbows, but also I want to entice these knights out into an engagement. So that's the tough part here. Maybe if I head to the top of this hill, we can get these this formation to kind of fold in on itself, potentially. I don't know. Looks like these knights have really given up, though. We'll turn around for a bit, we'll loose a few jabs, and we'll flee yet again. Hurry, my friends. Fuck. Nice voice crack there by myself, yours truly. Okay, now the knights have kind of ceased in their operations, but we are going to charge into the rears of these crossbows here. Hopefully we'll do quite a bit of damage. And if we can get rid of the crossbows, then we won't have to worry about attacking these knights. Okay, we've engaged with 1 unit, and unfortunately we didn't actually get a good charge off there. But now we are stringing these knights along. We just need to escape before these crossbows really do some damage with their bolts, which they are beginning to do. I see some casualties popping up. Let's get all of our units, fucking all of my units? What am I talking about? I've got 2 units of Desert Cav. I'm going to get them engaged in here as well, but hopefully we can get a good charge off into this lightly packed formation of crossbows. We'll pull this unit back as well. Pull these guys out. Man, oh man, okay, the knights have begun a massive charge. You can hear their horns, and it looks like they actually caught us a little bit, which is unfortunate. Our unit isn't really disengaging all that well, but we are able to cause quite a few casualties there. This is going not super great, although we did just rout 1 unit of crossbows, so if we can attack the next. It looks like these guys are actually firing on our units as well, but we just routed 2 units of crossbows. If we can get rid of the 3rd one, that would be great. Fuck, these guys need to continue moving. Please. Fuck. No, the knights have caught them. Okay, we've engaged these crossbows as well. If we can... Yes, okay, we've routed them. We just need to get rid of these knights now, and this will be an easy battle. Okay, we've taken care of these guys. Obviously, the less men there is for the next battle, the better. Any men, that is. The more men I have, obviously, then the better. Okay, we are now going to reassign our units. We've just skirmished the hell out of these guys. Fucking ridiculous. Okay, we are now taking care of these crossbows, and we're gonna run. Fuck, the knights have engaged. Unfortunately, our my crossbows, my god, my cav has not done a good job of throwing javelins at these guys, and they haven't yet to rout, unfortunately. But we will quickly run down as many of these crossbows as we can, and we will throw some javelins at these men as well. So there's 20 of them left, which is truly a problem, because... Oh my god, fuck, they've re-engaged as well. Which is a real problem because these knights will tear through my my units. Okay, let's see if we can put some space between all of our armies here. Man, all of our armies... my quantities are just so fucking off today. My heart is racing like a fucking drum. Like a thrash metal double bass drum solo or something. Okay, our men are very tired. I wonder if we could recoup some of their stamina before these guys arrive. Okay, so we've got a few crossbows left, 20 heavy knights to deal with, and no javelins, unfortunately. So what we'll have to do is we will have to kite around these fucking knights and charge into the rears of these spears, potentially. Until they rout, maybe we can get a mass rout going on, I don't know. Actually, we'll just charge into these crossbows, wipe them out. I really just do not want to charge into the cav, because unless I've got both units committed, because then they will just rip through, like I said, my light cavalry. Looks like the crossbows have a few bolts left, actually, so I'd very much like to kill these 30 men. There we are, they've just routed. And now we can disengage, hopefully. All of the spears are trying to run us down. Looks like their cav is quite impetuous. They might have a bit of stamina left, whereas I do not. Okay, so I'm gonna have to commit both of my units of cav to taking out their knights, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a nice rear charge off or flanking charge off with one of these units, and that will hopefully cause a rout. Oh man, these this fucking unit of spears. Good formation, boys. I don't know what they teach you in Portugal, but it is fucking depressing. This is a very poor showing by the great men of Portugal. Anyway, we are going to get our Desert Cav to reform and charge into the rear of these guys, who are now attempting to run down... Oh my god, please run. Who are attempting to run down my unit of Desert Cav. Maybe I will engage them from the front, or at least try to get them to... Oh shit, they're gonna catch us here. Oh, nope, we've just barely dodged them, actually, but my one... Oh my god. My unit of Cav is not having any of it, so maybe I'll just get them to loop around here a little bit. Increase the time, speed, whatever. Like I said a couple of videos ago, I cannot actually edit these, so I need to make sure that I utilize the speed settings as best I can, because I can't, cut out stuff, and I am on a time budget, as it were, and I'm currently half an hour in, so I've still got half an hour left. I've got fucking oh my god, we routed these guys, no problem. Once we take out the captain, there'll be no problem. Once we get some rear charge, there we go. We've killed the captain. I can't believe I've done this. I've actually microed my way to victory. I did doubt myself, but it seems that all has gone well, as long as my men can disengage easily, and they have done. My god, we just we did it ever so briefly. I don't know if we'll be able to catch that cav, and we will pay it no mind right now. We will try to kite and just really confuse these fucking spearmen as I engage them. Here's a good tip. Charge with 2 units, one from the front and one from the rear, and if they turn around, you can charge them in the rear with that unit. There we go. We've routed that unit quite easily. Hope you like that tip. You've now subscribed to Inco Tips. To unsubscribe, just text back unsubscribe. Holy shit, we've done it. Okay, we just need to run down this one unit now. Otherwise they will rout and head to Cordoba. But there we go. We've killed 500 men, 60 remain. And I suppose we'll see where these guys go. And now I have half an hour to fight my planned battle of Cordoba. So we can see here that we can give Portugal the option to ransom these men, and we may as well do, because I know that Portugal is going to reject because they are so goddamn broke. And there we go. We've killed all of the men here, and here is the king. Right here. We can't actually assault, and maybe I should not have done that because he can probably just wipe out these 2 units quite easily. But luckily for me, I can recruit just fucking massive amounts of units. Look at this. 3 units of jihad infantry that I can recruit in Cordoba region. And then I can head to Granada, recruit some there. Head to Marrakesh region, recruit some there. I'm not too worried about it. Although I am quite sad that I did that. That's the one mistake in this video here, is that I put these units right next to the king. I should have put them as far away from the king as possible so that he would have to make some decisions. But anyway, I am now going to get Prince Miswar to join this unit of spears, I believe. Yes, that's the thing I want to do. Okay, there we are, which has made Sicily very upset for some ungodly reason. I assume it's because they're Christian. I honestly, I don't know. But anyway, we'll take this army. We will attack Prince Afonso in the field. We will lift the siege. And this will cause the captain in Cordoba to ride out to Prince Afonso's aid, which is kind of exploitive, and I feel really bad about doing this. But like I said, I could have just knocked Portugal out this turn, but I didn't want to do that because my units actually had enough movement to engage King Henrique as well as Prince Afonso. So I could have split my cavalry, 2 units for Prince Afonso, 2 units for the king, and that would have been it. But I have not done that. I've recaptured Granada, I plan to recapture Cordoba, and I have annihilated a lot of the Portuguese forces in the field as well as Prince Afonso. But anyway, we will now jump right in here and attack this battle. What am I trying to say? We will make this battle occur because we have that power. Oh my god. Okay, so the thing here is it's going to be a bridge battle because Prince Afonso of Portugal is on the other side of the bridge. But his reinforcements are going to appear in this corner. So what we'll do first is we will ride ahead and ensure that Prince Afonso is toast, and then we will utilize our infantry to ensure that we get all the infantry as well, because we want to make sure that there's not a single man left from this battle, because if there is, they will retreat back to Cordoba, and then we will not be able to just waltz in and take the place as we did with Granada. But anyway, I've got my prince now charging his prince, which is some sweet poetry in motion. Looks like they've oh my god, they've rode headlong into my cataphracts, and poor Prince Afonso doesn't appear to be doing so hot. He's taking a lot of hits. We've killed his main man, his main squeeze, and now he's completely surrounded by my cav. This may go quite quicker than I had anticipated. I apologize, Wise Coffin. This is most definitely okay. Well, he went out fighting. We've killed Prince Afonso in the field, and now we just need to kill King Henrique. And not a moment too soon. Holy shit, his other army isn't even on the field yet, and we've annihilated him. So the thing is, though, we need to ensure that we route all of these units independently of each other, one at a time, if possible, because if they all route at the same time, then we will not be able to run down as many men as possible. So that's something that we need to be aware of. Okay, I've got all my spears set up. I'm going to get Miswar to come all the fucking way over here. There we are. And now we will just sit back and speed through. He's got a unit of mercenary spears, a unit of town militia, and a unit of peasant crossbows as well. So this is really no match for our army. And as far as I know, Portugal has no other forces in the south save for the king. I know he has another army somewhere. Where exactly it is, I couldn't tell you, but as far as I know, it's heading along the coast. So we'll have to be aware of that in Granada, which is why I've sent Hasid Saidi Saif, or whatever his name is, Hassar, along the coast as well, so I can keep an eye out for that. Okay, I'm going to get all of my archers to fire on his lines. I'm going to position Prince Miswar so that we can get a good charge on his crossbows. Here we go. We're beginning to lose men in our bow units, but that's just fine. We are killing way more of his men. To make this the ultimate, though, we'll set up some flanking with our missile units like so. Here comes fucking Miswar though. He's coming up, bringing the rear. He's gonna get a nice charge off with his heavy cav. Hopefully, it sounded as if he was gonna. Oh my god! We killed the captain on a charge. That's possibly the only time I can ever remember that occurring, where the captain has just immediately died upon our charge. I don't recall that ever happening ever again, or any time in my many hours of medieval 2. Anyway, we are now firing as many arrows as we can at these assholes. We've ridden down... No, shit, we're not killing as many of these crossbowmen as I would have hoped. There's still 30 of them left, which unfortunately means that that might be enough to reform the unit. 30, 22, okay. Let's see, how many men? 21, okay. I'm not very confident that that is enough to ensure that unit is disbanded, but nevertheless, we will easily capture Cordoba if there's just a fucking unit of crossbows in there, but I was really hoping that we could... Oh, shit. No. We totally fucked it up. Okay, so there's 134 men remaining, and I'm afraid that is all they need to return to Cordoba. So we might actually have to put the place under siege. Yeah, fuck. There's still a few men left, so we have no option but to besiege the place. I really just wanted to walk right into the fucking city again. Unfortunately, this is going to delay me for a turn or two. That would have been too goddamn perfect if we were able to take out all the men in Cordoba. Oh fuck, I'm really rattled about that. That really rustles my jimmies. Anyway, we can immediately besiege the place. And no, I didn't put my spy in Cordoba, and the reason for that is because I knew he would not open the gate. I wasn't ready and prepared to quick load and resave and all that shit, so I just, whatever, I'll send him eastward to find that other army. So, to reiterate, we've taken out the vast majority of his forces. We've killed his son and heir outside of Cordoba. Unfortunately, we have not captured Cordoba, but there's very few men in the city to hold out. The king is the only Portuguese unit for like this entire radius that remains. I don't know exactly where the Spanish are, but I didn't see very many units around Toledo, except for, you know, within Toledo, but they're at least a turn or two away. Maybe we can capture Cordoba before that, but I really wanted to capture Cordoba and stick these units inside so that he couldn't try to, you know, do some damage with his king, which he may do, I'm not really sure, but he has to be aware that if he attacks my men in the field and, you know, he risks losing his king, and if he loses his king, then he's done. What else is there to do? We've got Algiers, which is one turn away. We've got a bunch of units here as well, which is quite the force. I don't really know what we'll do with these guys. We do need some more infantry, though, some more spears. Unfortunately, we do not have the capabilities of recruiting spear units in Algiers right now. We'll have to build a mustering hall eventually, which will allow us to build peasants, which is very, very depressing. But anyway, that has pretty much been the entire breadth of my turn. I don't have anything else to do. Crown Prince Miswar has just fucking so many kids. Ayub is, I think, a year away from coming of age, so that would be nice to have another general. We've got 2 galleys as well, Admiral Yusuf as well as Admiral Ben Yunus. Ben Yunus, I'm not sure. Sultan Tahar is on the coast. He will head to Marrakesh next turn. And that's about it. So, thank you everyone for watching. This has been what I would consider a knockout punch to the Portuguese in the south. I don't really know what Spain intends to do. They've remained neutral up until this point. I don't know if he entirely backs the Portuguese hand, in that they were just so heavy-handed. I don't know if he supported that so much, although they did say that they would push us right out of Iberia, but that has not happened. What I plan to do next turn is I will, of course, I will not invest in Granada, my mistake, for now. I will use it to recruit some basic units, some Desert Cav, Arab Cav, etc. But other than that, I don't want to put too much money into buildings, etc., because that might be just a waste of money, because, as I said, I'm sure he has another army coming down the coast. So we just need to be aware of that. And the problem now is if we capture Cordoba, we need units to garrison it. And they would hopefully be not jihad units, because I'm not entirely clear as to what causes units on jihad to begin deserting in this hot seat. I think it might just be like a time-based thing, like these units have been on jihad for however many turns, and therefore, you know, they slowly receive attrition or desertion or whatever. I do know that once the capture of Tripoli, or once Tripoli is captured, then my jihad is over, so I really need to use as much steam as I can here. As well, I do need to get Miswar to abandon his jihad, and then I'll rejoin it next turn as well, I think. I'm not exactly sure. What is this? Farron rule. Okay. I don't know. I'll leave him on jihad, actually, because his unit costs 275 in upkeep. If I don't really exactly need to show you, but there you go. 275 when it's fully charged. But there we go. Farron rule. We'll leave him on jihad for now. The thing is, to prevent desertion, Legend of Total War had told me that you need to take your lords off and on the crusade until turn 10, because once the 10th turn of the jihad, not turn 10, so the 10th turn of the jihad, you can no longer join, so you can no longer use this exploit to prevent desertion. I'm not exactly 100% certain on how it works. I think I actually need to abandon the jihad and end the turn, and then I'll rejoin next turn or something like that. But anyway, yeah, things are looking up. Suddenly, I was really worried before I loaded up the video, but then I saw that Portugal, I think, stretched themselves a little too thinly, and then I joined the jihad, and like I said, I had not done this in the past because I was confused as to the mechanics, but now everything is made clear. And as far as I know, Portugal is in the drink as far as money goes. And you know what, we may have just done them a favor by just killing all of these units. But anyway, it has been 40 minutes for this turn, so I may as well go ahead and end it. I don't think there is anything else I need to do, nor that I need to say. So very well, here we go, we shall end the turn. And now it is turn 4 of the Turks. Thank you everyone for watching. I will see you guys in a couple weeks when I release the next turn of this hot seat.